Hey, welcome to the slashGROUP podcast. I'm Derek, and I wasn't here last week. And I'm here with the guys that were here last week.
I thought you were here.
Sir Jordan and Sir Jesse.
You were here in spirit.
In spirit.
I will be honest, I have not watched what you guys did last week.
Wow. You really care about us. And
I gotta be honest, I'm pretty sure I uploaded that and then forgot that I uploaded it until like this very moment. So I don't think I think the title is correct, but I didn't make
no.
It
There's nothing with. I mean, it says like whatever. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. It matters.
I mean, it matters to me, but I mean, what are my feelings if not just something that you guys break constantly?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I edited it.
Anyway, so welcome to this week's podcast. We are going to talk about all sorts of things that you guys want to listen to, which is why you're here. The first thing being something that I am going to buy when I get paid tomorrow, and something that Jesse has already bought, and something that Jordan hasn't bought, and that is Sonic Mania.
Oh.
It is a new Sonic game, styled in the old school 2D retro classic.
The OG.
The police are after me. Fuck, guys, I'm sorry. I gotta go. There's nothing I can do about it. Oh,
I'll remember you.
Right outside your house.
Anyway, so Sonic Mania, it's out. It's proud and it's apparently really good.
What are you gonna get it for?
I'm gonna grab it on my Switch, I believe.
Okay.
I might pick it. Is it available on Steam? ?
Yes, and it's
in
cheaper.
2 weeks.
So I might just get it on the computer just because that's gonna be the most. What is that?
PC got delayed.
Not useful.
By 2 weeks.
Did it get delayed?
I figure most of the time PC gets things a little bit later, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The people got pissed because they delayed it like 3 days before launch. So
I guess that is
how much did they delay it by?
By 2 weeks. So it's like
that's kind of lame to delay it 3 days before launch. Though.
Yeah.
Like, oh, by the way, 2 more weeks. Oh.
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
I mean, I'd rather they do that than release a buggy piece of crap.
If they did that to a AAA game, there'd be outrage.
Mm-hmm.
But
remember that it's
Sonic.
like it's a quote unquote AAA, but it's like not a $20 game.
I think Sonic is at that point now where he is not considered AAA anymore.
I don't know,
he's on all platforms, and
they haven't found me yet.
Yeah, they came back. They're looking again. They're double checking.
They're really trying to find me.
I'm glad that we can hear the police sirens, because like if we didn't, and you just randomly said they haven't found me yet, like that made 0 sense.
It's really loud, so I assume you can hear me.
Yeah, we can. We're good.
Yeah. So I was poking through the reviews of the Mania, and they are pretty high up there. Got a lot of 9s and 8s and 80s and 90s, which is pretty sweet.
Yes.
A lot of people are saying that it's just better than like any other Sonic game that's come out in the past, like any of the 3D Sonic games. Like it handles better. I would assume that it has to handle better. You're only moving two directions, I guess.
Yes, but there's some I don't know. I feel like there's a bit of what is that called? It definitely appeals to the nostalgia Sonic fan.
Of course.
Like if you didn't like 100%. Sonic games before, you're probably not gonna like this game because it is more Sonic. And this gives more Sonic than previous Sonic games have given. But it is more Sonic. So
speaking of nostalgia, I did read a few reviews on some lesser known sites, because I like to do that sometimes. Just like random, because everyone and their mom has a video game review website nowadays, I feel. But so I'll look through some of those sometimes, and I saw a couple people saying, as someone that had never played a 2D Sonic game, which made me go,
"How?
You're a fucking baby.
Yeah,
you don't deserve to be writing game reviews."
No joke.
They're like it's kind of really difficult, and like it's kind of unforgiving in the sense that
run to the right.
Well, in the sense that like you can lose your 3 lives pretty quickly on a world and then start all over at that world.
All you gotta do is get 100 rings.
Yeah, I know, but that's just something that I saw. So I'm wondering if it suffers from that I'm gonna call it Crash Bandicoot syndrome, where people are like, "Oh yeah, I'm super duper excited to play this game," and they play and they're like, "Fuck, I don't remember being so bad at this. I remember this being way easier." Like, because
I've played it, so I can answer that question.
Hey Jesse, is it hard?
I mean, I think appropriately so. I think I lost my lives like a total of I think 3 times. But like every time I lost it and then had to go back to the beginning of the act, it like I was just cautious, because like the thing with those games is that you're just holding a direction for a while and you're just kind of blind speeding through it.
Oh yeah, so, well Sonic is, he's pretty fast. Gotta go fast.
Right. He's gotta go fast.
Exactly.
That's the whole. Oh my god.
They are going to find you.
Yeah,
I honestly think
I might know what the title of this podcast will be.
What is it?
Going to find you, or I've been found. Couldn't find me. Can't catch me.
I'll just do like Sonic, a super clickbait title. It'll be like podcaster gets arrested in middle of podcast.
Yeah, like so the thing with that is like there are definitely challenging moments, but I think like if you've played any video game, like surprise, that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But I think what the game does really well is it tugs at the nostalgia strings enough, but that isn't solely what makes the game good. Like the first 2 levels are like classic ones, and then it like throws in like a handful of new stages. But the classic stages aren't completely replicated. Like every single stage, like Act 1 will like introduce a gimmick kind of thing, which is like unique to that world, and then Act 2 will throw a twist into that said gimmick, and like each level is completely plays completely differently because of it. So
interesting.
I think there's 12 stages total. So like I mean I beat it. It took me like I think 5 hours. But there's like you can play as Sonic and Tails, Sonic alone, Tails alone, Knuckles, like all that. And then like there's a ton of unlockables and stuff. So and I haven't unlocked all the Chaos Emeralds and stuff yet, so I haven't seen the trending. But for $20,
yeah, for $20, it's not bad.
Yeah,
$20 is a movie ticket. That's how I look at it.
Did you enjoy your movie, your Sonic movie?
I did, yeah. I did, and like that's the cool thing about.
I mean, you haven't beaten it yet, right? I mean,
I haven't. You're right. I haven't unlocked all the Chaos Emeralds yet, because to unlock those, they have this cool.
Sorry, go ahead. No, sorry, go ahead.
They have like this cool mini game to unlock those, which is different from they haven't had it in any other Sonic game before, and it gets pretty tough.
Is that along? Because I remember in the past it was the bonus stages that did it. So is it a different bonus stage, or is it completely separate from bonus stages to get them?
Right. So like the checkpoint system, like how you go through certain checkpoints and then have like the spinny thing above them sometimes.
It's like the spinny light or the
yeah.
Yeah.
So every time, I think it's if you have over 20 or 30 rings, if you go through a checkpoint, you'll get the spinny thing. And it brings you into like do you remember the orb stages, like the 3D orb ones?
The one from Sonic 3?
I think yes. Yep.
Okay. I liked that one. I did not like the one from Sonic 2.
Okay, so that one is basically every time you go through a checkpoint, you pretty much, if you have over the ring it, they have a ton of those. And if you beat those, if you collect all the rings in those and get all the blue orbs down, you'll get a gold one. If you just get the blue orbs, you get a silver one. And the Chaos Emeralds, you have to find a hidden ring, like a giant gold ring, like in Sonic 3. And that brings you to like a special stage. So finding those are a bitch. And
because they're
sometimes they're like fake walls or whatever, or like breakable walls or whatever that you just didn't think. Like Sonic is made to go to the right, like
right,
and like how he runs.
You kind of like backtrack or just
slightly jumping a different path.
Right. Yeah, and so I've been actually using Knuckles to fly and climb everywhere, so I can see where all of them are, so that if I want to go back into my Sonic and Tails playthrough file, I can find all of them that way.
So it has to be Sonic that goes and gets them.
No, you can get a Knuckles. I've gotten 2 of them a Knuckles so far.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, tell us about how that, because that's pretty much the only other game I can think of that you could play as Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles was Sonic Heroes?
The one on the Sega Genesis.
3 and Knuckles.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Well, I mean, you could play as Sonic and Knuckles. You'd have to be second player to play as Tails in Sonic and Knuckles on the Genesis.
Yeah.
But, I mean, so can you just select that, like, before you begin a game, or each level you can choose which one you want to select to? Like, can you choose mid-level?
You go, like, the file select screens are all, like, kind of like the classic menu, and then it has, like, a portrait thing, and you scroll up and down on which character you want to play as, and then that's the character for that file, basically. So you can't switch.
Oh, okay. So you have to play. So there's a Sonic playthrough, there's a Tails playthrough, there's a Knuckles playthrough. Okay.
There's no unlockable characters, are there?
I don't know. Again,
my original character, Sanic.
There's a ton.
I was just thinking like maybe Amy or whatever.
There might be. I mean, there's a ton. I know the Completionist is actually releasing a video tomorrow.
DLC?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So I'll see. But I mean, like, for what the game is, I mean, I'm gonna hands down say it's probably the best 2D Sonic game I've ever played. So, and like probably one of the best Sonic games, like that. I'll agree with the last 15 years statement. I did like Generations though, so I'm not gonna knock that. But
Generations is pretty fun.
I was gonna say now the last like 2D, like this is like the first new like straight up from the Genesis era 2D Sonic era. Since the Genesis. Because all the other ones that have gone or tried to go 2D are different, like there was the Game Boy Advance series. I actually liked those ones, and those ones introduced being able to play as different characters.
Was Sonic 4 like that?
Sonic 4 was, I mean, it was basically, it felt like Sonic, and then there was Sonic 4 like Act 1 and Act 2, and Act 2 had Tails, so that was kind of like, that felt like Sonic 2.
Okay.
There was no Act 3, but I imagine if there was, they would have brought in Knuckles.
I know that 4 did not do very well. People did not like it that much.
It was like, I mean, it was like the exact same thing, just with prettier graphics.
Okay.
It didn't really, I don't think they really changed much.
Yeah. I mean, Derek, you'll find out tomorrow when you buy it, but like the bosses, like every single act has a mini boss and a boss kind of thing. So the bosses are so clever. There's going to be one boss that you're going to get to, and I'm not going to spoil it, but like it's so good.
Am I going to be like, oh, this is the one that Jesse must have been talking about?
You'll know what I'm talking about too. You'll know it immediately.
That's a game series, that the bosses have always been something. There's been some kind of quirk with, that Eggman has constructed with one of his robots or whatever contraptions that you have to dodge this in order to hit him there, or you have to jump on this in order to hit him there or whatever. So if you're saying that it's clever, then maybe they did something different this time. That'd be interesting. That'd be a little change of pace.
Yeah, like,
is it clever mechanically or clever design wise?
I mean, design-wise. There's like a ton of just little tiny details that they do throughout the whole thing. Like, you have a fire shield, and you try and run on a wooden bridge, and it'll burn. So, like, suddenly, okay, now I can't go that way, or I could just drop where that bridge was, and suddenly there's a new path. Like,
or you die.
Yeah, like, true. Yeah, there's a ton of things like jumping off of a spring. Like, he does like a little tiny twirl, which is like unnecessary, but it looks cool. And then there's a new dash move that you can do where if you're jumping forward and you hold the jump button, he'll actually start spinning in the air. When you land, he'll actually boost forward, so you keep your momentum, which is nice. There's just like, it's really good. The music is awesome. Like, they have a ton of the like classic tunes, but they also remix them as well. So,
nice.
It's really good.
Cool.
Buy it.
Yeah, I've always liked Sonic tunes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Yep.
They're pretty solid jams.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, the next thing I wanted to bring up is kind of goes back to what we were talking about before with the whole, did you get your money's worth on that movie thing? Because, I kind of look at video games like that. Like, I don't care if a game is only a couple hours short. Did I get what I feel my money's worth was? Like, I spent $30 on a game. Did I get like 10, 20 hours worth of entertainment out of it or whatever?
What was that game that you like walked around and looked at letters in a house?
Fucking Evangeline or something like that. No. It was like an indie game that I spent a couple bucks on, and it was like, the description of it was like an atmospheric game where color leads you through the world, and it was literally like a house, and like outside of your house, and you walked outside the house and like text popped up, and then you'd like go to sleep and wake up and the same thing like over and over, and like look at a pot. And then, like, you went to someone else's house, and there's just, like, letters everywhere, and you could read the letters, and that was the entire game.
Wow.
There was, like, nothing to it, and I was like, I want to fucking die. I can't believe I spent money on this. But anyway, so what I wanted to bring up is they are making, and I don't know the developer's name. I'm sorry, developer, but they're making a Planet of the Apes video game called Planet of the Apes: Last Frontier. And the thing about it, because when I saw that, I thought to myself, how? What is the gameplay going to be like? Do you play the humans and kill monkeys? That seems like a PETA thing waiting to happen. Do you play as the monkeys killing humans? That seems really bad too.
Humanist thing waiting to
So I started reading into it, and it's actually pretty interesting. So the game is actually a prequel to the newest Planet of the Apes movie, so it happens between the last Dawn of the Planet of the Apes and War for the Planet of the Apes, the newest one. And the way the game plays is it's like a kind of like a Telltale game where it's a lot of choice based. You don't play a ton of stuff. You just kind of like watch and kind of decide where the plot goes, but it looks pretty effing good, like graphics wise.
There's an actual like trailer for it and whatnot.
Yeah, there's a trailer, and I mean, this is like, it's like a first look kind of thing, and it looks pretty dang good. But the reason I bring it up with the movie kind of thing in your mind
did it actually come out, or is it coming out?
War of the Planet of the Apes?
Did that already come out, I think, right?
It already came out. I didn't get to see it because... Shut up, phone. I didn't get to see it because some stuff. I don't remember what happened, but I never saw it, and I was kind of sad.
I remember seeing like trailers for it, but I wasn't sure if it had came out yet or not.
Yeah, it came out.
It was like the end of the summer.
No, that came out already. But the thing about the game is that they're really looking to only have it be a few hours long. So they're looking for it to be more of a movie than a video game, kind of like an interactive video game, I guess, where they're trying to kind of like blend the two together, which is why it's supposed it looks really good. I think because they're putting a lot of time into like the character models and motion capture and stuff like that.
So they're definitely trying to go after the Telltale Games model then of storytelling or whatever and whatnot.
But the Telltale games are long-ish. They're not only 3 hours long.
Well, I mean, okay. Oh, that's right. Well, I'm thinking of like the entire game is supposed to be 3 hours long. Like, there's no chapters.
Yeah, like the whole game is supposed to be like a few hours long, like a movie.
I would argue that you could play a Telltale game in about 3 hours, like The Wolf Among Us. Yeah. But
the whole thing, like each chapter.
Yeah, you can go. Episode? You can go back to back pretty quick.
I suppose. If you're just like, I guess if you're just like plowing through it, and I like to think about my decisions and stuff. But yeah. So I thought it was pretty interesting that they are trying to like kind of like blend that movie video game kind of. I hate this house. This is kind of like a heads up for you two. That I don't need to say right now, but I'm going to is next week I'll be around, but the week after I probably will not be around on Thursday because I'm moving that Friday. So, good news for all you people that watch slashGROUP. You will hopefully not hear any motorcycles on my end anymore, or traffic in general.
I might not be either because I'm probably gonna have orientation that day. So.
Yeah, so maybe we'll figure it out. Anyway,
this is the We'll Figure It Out podcast.
The Planet of the Apes thing reminded me sort of do you guys remember the game came out like a couple years ago called Quantum Break?
That was a time one, right? Or was it he could control physics, right?
So, I don't remember, something like that. Time or physics, it was something like that, but they're aiming to kind of blend the like gaming and TV shows, so you'd play through the game for X amount of time, and then you'd get to a point where you literally just sit there and watch a 20-minute episode of Quantum Break basically. And it was like, I think the actual actors or something, I can't remember how they did it, but I just think it's interesting that right now games are at a point where they're trying to really tied together,
story and
gaming with, like the story aspect of, the big screen and television and whatnot. Yeah. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
I had not heard about that yet.
I haven't either.
Yeah. I just saw it today online, and I watched the trailer and I was like, huh. It's funny because like the ape models look better than the human models for whatever reason.
It's hard to make humans.
It's hard to make things that look exactly like us. But I'm interested to see how that does. I'm interested to see, if it is actually like a quick 3-hour game where you can. The other thing is they said they aim to have the player making a decision every 15 to 20 seconds. So that's quite a lot.
Do you want to inhale or do you want to exhale?
Left or right hand to pick up that stick.
You choose to eat another bite.
Yeah. They also said they were hoping that people would play it multiple times. So I guess that adds to the.
That was my next question.
The
multiple choice
thing.
Stuff then.
Yeah. So I mean, if it really changes the story that much, then I guess it's worth playing. I guess I could think of 2 conclusions to that game. A, monkeys win. B, humans win.
And C, all of them die.
So I'm actually reading through this thing again. I guess it's not actually as much of a prequel as I thought it was. It's about like a sub-faction of the monkeys that live in the Rocky Mountains.
I don't think that's where the story is based at all, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah. So, it'll be... Yeah. I'm excited. I've always liked the Planet of the Apes, like the old movies, and I even like the remakes, even the weird one that came out in like 2000 and whatever. I liked. So I'm excited about that, and I'm excited to see how it does, because I love story-driven stuff, and I really don't mind paying for a game that only lasts for 3 or 4 hours if it makes me entertained. It makes me happy. It gives me emotion, and I enjoy the storytelling because it's a movie. It can be a movie. Like it's an interactive experience that is getting to the point where it looks just as good, if not better, than some CGI movies. Like,
who's this studio doing it?
Let me find it.
Wannabe Telltale.
Published by the New Games division of the Imaginarium. It doesn't tell me who the developer is. It's the publisher.
Okay.
But
sweet.
Yeah, because like you gotta hope that the story, like the writing, is good. Like that's the thing.
Yeah, exactly. It also depends on price. If they're trying to sell a $60 game that's only 3 hours long, if I only decide to play through it once, I don't think it's worth it.
Yeah.
And I probably wouldn't get it if that was the case. But if it's like a, $25 game, then potentially, maybe even up to 30. I guess it depends on like if people are saying it's really good and the story's actually solid and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Telltale games, they recently had outlined the rest of their year into 2018, and so there's the new they already had the first season of Batman, the Telltale game series. They're going to have a second season, The Enemy Within. There's going to be the final season of The Walking Dead, and then Wolf Among Us 2.
Is Wolf Among Us 2 this year, or is it next year?
So it doesn't
like.
actually. It goes into 2018. So
yeah.
The first episode of what is it called? The Batman Telltale series, or The Enemy Within, is going to be starting. It already started August 8th. So, I mean, they do those episodes pretty spaced out. I feel like they give enough time that everyone can play through every single thing, and then just gives more time for them to work on the next episode. And if they're going to be doing those other two games with that, then I'm sure we'll be seeing plenty of Telltale Games news or whatever, once they come to announce.
For me, I just like, I don't know how long Telltale can keep making the games in that engine that they use. Because it is garbage. It is
pretty bad.
There's so many problems with that game, like on any platform, no matter like if you're playing it on a console or a PC.
Have you guys played where the frame rate, right? Is that the biggest problem?
There's frame rate issues, like the game crashes constantly, and it sucks if you're doing like a story-driven game where your game crashes because then you have to redo everything.
My issue with I was trying to play The Walking Dead for the channel, and it literally just does not open. I cannot get the game to open. I've tried everything. Just like I cannot continue playing it. I don't know what to do.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
Yeah, I've tried uninstalling it and reinstalling it several times. I don't
clear the cache.
I've literally
Paul told me to do yesterday.
I've literally done fucking everything. It's bizarre.
Yeah.
I've never had this happen with a game before.
Make a sacrifice.
Yeah.
And the game will sometimes delete your save file. So
maybe I need to eat a child or something.
I haven't had that happen to me, but that has happened to me in the past, and that is not a fun time for any game.
No.
Unless the game's purpose is you erasing all of the time that you put into it, that's not a fun thing.
I mean,
that'd be a fun indie game for someone to make. Get yourself to erase the save.
Well, I was reading a article about, I don't remember the name of the game, but it's supposedly a pretty difficult game, and if you die a certain amount of times, the game's all right, you fail, and it erases your game.
Oh, it's Hellblade. That just came out.
What was it, Hellblade?
Yep.
That sounds about right.
That's the game that
it has the girl, right?
Yeah, it's the one where she has clearly mental issues.
That's called like Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice.
Yes. It's
very the only thing that I gathered from the trailer. I didn't know that was the case with that, but the only thing I gathered from the trailers is that it is set in Viking or Norse mythology-esque times, and yeah, she has like visions or hallucinations of some kind or whatever. I don't exactly, the trailer really doesn't hint at the actual story whatsoever, so it kind of intrigued me.
It's getting solid reviews.
Yeah.
So it's one of those like I watched gameplay of it and I would be bored, like because it's a walking simulator with kind of really bad combat. And the main grip of it is she hears these voices that are like kind of arguing in her head, and it's like it's very, very atmospheric, which kudos to that because that's really impressive. But the whole losing your save file thing when you die too much, if you die too much, was proven like not true. So
really?
Yeah, the game tells you that you'll lose your stuff, but then someone died like 50 times and didn't lose anything. So it was
how would they even do that, program that into the game to do that? Like on like a console. I can kind of understand, I guess, if they did that on a PC, but how would they do that into the console to make the console erase your save?
I mean, you could execute a delete function if you wanted to, really.
Yeah. If a certain thing was met, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. There's an easy way to code it.
The game is downloaded,
or like
to the
it would
console,
oversave or something. It would like just overwrite it with like a new game or something.
Yeah,
maybe.
I don't know how it would work, but the other thing that I wanted to bring up, I know we're kind of like blasting through topics, but the other thing I wanted to bring up was the fact that No Man's Sky got a huge update apparently, and people are saying that it's actually pretty decent now, which I guess is pretty good for a game that was originally called a steaming pile of garbage.
Hold on, wait, one second. That's me getting my giant piece of salt. I'm taking it with a giant piece of salt. That news that the game is now good.
Oh. Why?
Because why would they wait? Okay, wait, let's see here. It is August 17th, 2017. So the game came out a year ago? Is that right?
Roughly.
Yep.
Maybe even over a year ago.
They waited this much time to update it this much, or at least to tell the fans or whatever that they would update it this much. Like, well, because they didn't even have plans, to my knowledge, anyways. Earlier, they didn't have plans to update it to whatever the extent it is now. I saw
updating
some clips.
it slowly. Yeah. They like a while back they added the ability to create like people. A base. That's in the newest update is the seeing people thing. But yeah, you could create a home base and like build it kind of, I don't know if it's Minecraft style or what, but and what was the other thing they added a while ago? I don't remember. But yeah, they added like more differentiating biomes and the ability to see people and like team up and shit. I had this all written down, but I forgot my list at work. Just like a bunch of stuff that makes the game a little bit more enjoyable. Like I feel the game originally people were just like kind of trying to rush to the center of the universe. And
can I spoil something if you guys are not going to get it again?
I
own it still.
Okay.
Why? What's up?
That's what I was going to say. That was the spoil, was what is actually at the center, because it's been done already.
Oh, I don't know what's at the center, but...
Oh, do you want it spoiled?
Sure.
Nothing.
What's there? Whoa!
It literally pans back.
It puts you... as soon as you get to the center, it's like, you have reached the center, and then, like, the whole, like, camera pans back or whatever, way back, and then you're on another random planet again.
Oh,
yeah,
perfect.
That's it.
I mean, like, I'm glad that they're doing stuff because I don't like complaining about like a game that is getting like updates and fixes for it. Like, is kind of like
the other thing is it's all free updates and fixes.
So I mean,
they're not saying like, oh, you want story mode now? You got to pay us more.
Yeah,
like that. Oh, that. By the way, that's the other big thing they added was like there's actually story to it now.
I mean, yeah,
which is cool.
Like this would, I mean, this still isn't going to get me to buy the game, and that's I think the problem is that
I can only hold this giant piece of salt for so long, Derek.
Like I mean, they should have had this in the game when it came out, obviously. So I think just the problem that they're going to have to overcome, which I think they realize at this point, is that if people are playing the game, they are the diehard fans, and the ones that I think they're going to have such a hard time trying to win people over, especially with that studio.
I think the people they're going to have the hardest time with are people like Jordan, who bought the game, got super mad at it, and then sold it or got rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
They need to just go ahead and move away. In all honesty, if they want to like be a game company or whatever, they need to just move away from it. They need to go and just make a new game because there's no way I'm
studio name. Like, I think that the studio is itself, like, it's done. I don't think people are going to trust it again.
It's very similar, right? I mean, currently, anyways, in my opinion, Gearbox. Gearbox hasn't really had the last game that Gearbox did was Battleborn, and just the unfortunate timing, and also just similarity to Overwatch.
Fucking
coming
Blizzard
out.
Crushed them.
That just was done. Like, I think like 2 months later they were trying to sell the game for half price, and it didn't do so well.
Still weren't buying
Before
it.
that, Gearbox had done an Aliens game. I think it was Aliens Colonial Marines or
Aliens, I remember that controversy.
Something like that, and that was not good at all. They didn't do so well. And before that, they did the Duke Nukem game, and that was
bad too.
Poop. What they really need to do, which a bunch of the fans want them to do, is just freaking come out with Borderlands 3. I'd freaking buy it. You know, they need to make it good. It needs to be a true sequel to Borderlands 2, because if they don't do that, then I probably won't buy it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's trying to step away from a dumpster fire is like everyone remembers it. I mean, it smells really bad and it's pretty noticeable.
Well, the problem is sorry, Derek.
It's okay.
The problem is that the lead that was like doing all the PR stuff and like going on all these shows and everything, I think it was Sean Murray.
Didn't he drop out? Like, didn't he just like?
Yeah. Like the problem
just completely disappear. He just ghosted everyone. That's what was making people so pissed off the first like 2 weeks that it came out, was like everyone was like, "Hey, what the fuck is this? Like, hey, can you explain this? Can you like help us out with like explaining what this is, because this is not what you guys promised with all your trailers and whatnot, and like with your quote unquote game demos and whatnot that like showed like multiple ships flying together and shooting across the stars together, landing on another planet with other friends, blah blah blah. Like, nope, that you can't do that at all.
And so, seeing like actually cool looking monsters, not fucking
they turned out to be like
sacks
spore,
with ball sacks
spores,
on
like
them.
Poor cousins.
Yeah, it was. Just,
if you guys remember Spore.
Yes, I do remember Spore.
I got burned by that game too.
Oh, I liked it.
The thing about that game was that you could make whatever you want or whatever. It went too fast, right? Like, wasn't there like no end game content?
Yeah.
Like the first couple stages were neat, but then after that, I was like, oh, okay, I just do this over and over and over again.
Yeah, you just like eat things over and over until you have more parts to evolve your creature.
Yeah.
But yeah, the thing with like the No Man's Sky is, though, like, I've been seeing a lot of people online, like people that never bought it, saying like, oh, well, now it's only like $20 in the bargain bin. I might go pick it up, like, now that it's supposedly good. So they might get some new people playing that way. Like, I own it still. It's sitting on my shelf. I'm looking at it right now, and
it's a pretty good dust collector.
It is. It's the biggest box I have because I got suckered into the hype and bought the limited edition.
Ooh, I feel so bad for you. I'm sorry.
It's okay. You know what? I never buy limited edition things. Ooh. So like literally like the first limited edition thing I bought, because I was super stoked because space is my jam, and I was super excited to like fly around in it and like see alien creatures and like meet up with people if I could in this like infinitely large like universe. And guess what? Haven't bought a limited edition thing since.
Oh.
But
have you been following Star Citizen?
I stopped because I think No Man's Sky kind of burned me out from wanting to trust something that looks so great and cool and whatnot.
The thing with the Star Citizen though is that the developers
still in development, right?
They're constantly putting out like actual like this is what we've been doing this week and like videos and stuff like that. It's basically the graphics in this game are ridiculous. It's basically the No Man's Sky that everyone wanted, kind of, from what I've gathered from it.
That's what it should have been.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It looks really impressive. Again, it's still in development, but if you like space stuff, I would keep an eye on it because
I do like space stuff, Jesse.
Yeah, check it out.
I will.
Yeah.
There was something else I was gonna bring up, and I can't remember what the heck it was. Poop on my pee-pee.
I have one little. It's like a mini story. It's not even like a mega story.
Go for it. Maybe I'll remember what I was gonna say.
If you have updated your BattleNet launcher at all, like the past week, you will notice Activision is now showing Destiny 2 under there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Which that of course comes out
soon.
September 6th.
3 weeks
for consoles.
So that's coming up. Oh right. Sorry, yes, that's consoles.
Here's another little mini news thing. Blizzard is no longer going to be calling it the Blizzard app.
Mm-hmm.
It's now the Blizzard Battle.
It used to be the BattleNet launcher. Then they turned it to Blizzard launcher. Now it's going to be... Go ahead, Derek. I'll drum roll.
Blizzard BattleNet. That was really loud. I'm sorry.
We didn't hear a thing.
Really? Oh, I like screamed. I like said it really like. What the fuck was that coming out of my outside? Did you hear that on my microphone?
Yeah, we did.
Wait, so you did
sound like a child?
Yeah, I don't know what it was. No, I literally like when you did the drum roll. I was like, Blizzard Battle app or BattleNet or whatever the fuck. And
yeah, it's just both.
Yeah,
I think just because older fans of Blizzard's games and whatnot have always known it as BattleNet. That's always been their online service. You know, like Warcraft.
Yeah.
I think Activision also
Warcraft
like
3,
didn't
I think
want
StarCraft,
it to be just
I remember.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's like a branding thing. Like it was silly for them to try to get rid of something that so many people liked and was like beloved. It'd be like if they were like, oh yeah, we're changing the name of Overwatch to Blizzard's Fighting Crew. And people would be like, wait, what? No.
But everyone likes the other one. It's just a name, bro. Don't get mad. But why change it?
It's just branding. We're just trying to be more brand forward.
That's the thing, is that they didn't have any reason to change like to change it in the first place. So.
Yeah. It was a really weird decision.
Yeah.
I remember the thing I was gonna say.
Yay.
It totally like Blizzard totally helped me remember. There's like some sort of fashion show thing in WoW now? You guys that were
shit!
playing?
I totally forgot about that. Yes,
today. I was confused.
That is actually today. It's the
trial style.
The trial style. Yes. Rhymed. I remember that.
I was afraid to click it because I didn't know what the hell it was.
I haven't done it yet. Is it cool?
I don't know. I thought that because you're like all about transmog, so I thought that was like going to be your thing. Do you want me to tell you what it is?
Well, wait, hold on. I'm going to bring up the page for it right now. It says...
I'll read it to you like a show host. 6 players enter Mogwalk and change their transmog and haircut to match one of the themes below. 2 players are teleported to the stage and remaining players vote. First, second, and third place receive prizes while everyone else gets a consolation prize. And the prizes are like tokens for sets, like transmog.
I saw the tokens and they're all like sets of armor.
Yeah,
which is neat, I guess.
I honestly, I have already parts of the plate set, and I was like, I don't really want that. However, I want if there's an achievement, I want that.
The only thing that I am like happy about is the fact that Blizzard is still adding new content to WoW, like little things. Not like I'm not talking about big patches or like expansions or whatever. Like little fun, like quirky things like this.
Did you guys do the Magni Bronzebeard stuff?
I have.
I did the Bronzebeard stuff. Yeah.
Oh wait, did you not know about that, or did you do that?
Me?
Yeah,
I did it.
Okay, because that is very much prelude to
7.3.
Yeah.
Correct.
I like that they're doing that stuff because, I like that they're doing some stuff. Some of the other stuff they're doing is really annoying. Because
like what?
I've been playing my rogue again.
What was that?
I've been playing my rogue again.
Yep.
And so the rogue's place to go into their base, like you have to talk to one of the shopkeepers, and he'll. You know, you have to show him an insignia, and then the door opens. Well, every time you go in there now, for some reason, he freaks out, and he's like, oh, it's just you. Oh, we've had so many people coming around lately, and you're blending in and blah, blah, blah. And then it takes like 20 seconds for him to walk back behind the counter, for him to reset, and then you can open the door. So every time I want to go to my base, I'm like, all right, I just gotta wait.
Jeez.
To go in the damn door.
I know what you're talking about. Things. Because they put in all of the oh gosh, what are they called? The Doomsayers, right?
Yeah, Doomsayers.
Yep.
Yeah. So they put all those back in. If you had not gotten that achievement, I believe it's a feat of strength. It was getting all of the pamphlets for the Doomsayers. Yeah. I believe you can get
you and I did that together, didn't we, Jordan?
I think I did that with you.
Yeah, we did that together, because remember we would just...
You can kill yourself.
You can kill yourself to make them give you another one.
To make it... Because otherwise you have to wait. I think there's like a 2 or 3 minute timer thing on it before you can get a new one or whatever. So you just
we just like would fly each other in the air and kill each other.
Interesting.
Very cool. I mean, honestly, what... I can't really think of... I mean, maybe just because it's an MMO thing, it would be really interesting if... gosh, what is it called? Destiny 2 does something very similar-esque with, like, sort of mini events, you know, especially if it's, like, leading up to a big patch or whatever that they're going to be doing.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't remember them ever doing that for... The other ones, they just kind of were like, this is down.
Here you go.
You know, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
They had holiday events and stuff like that, I think, but nothing like story driven. I just remember, like, before the Lich King expansion, like all the zombie invasion stuff, like that was so fun. It was annoying as fuck.
I actually I watched some videos of people trying to guess what's going to happen after 7.3, and I was like, I don't want any of these to be what happens next. Like, I got really sad. Because like one of them was like, Sylvanas is going to be corrupt and has been corrupt for a long time, and she's going to defect from the Horde and blah blah. And I was like, no, please, like, I don't want another expansion where it's like the Horde leader is a fucking freak and dies or goes crazy. So, like, it's been like 4 expansions in a row where like we've switched fucking horde leaders. It's like, fucking stop. It's like not shocking anymore.
Stop it.
Yeah, you've gone through a new leader every, I think, since
Kata. Since the end of Kata.
Yeah, because like
at the end of Kata, Thrall was like, I need to be one with the elements, blah 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 blah. Or no, was it the beginning of Kata that he said that?
Yeah, because it was Garrosh. Garrosh was Kata.
Yeah, because Garrosh was Kata,
yep.
And then he went crazy in Mists, and we got Vol'jin.
Yep. For basically one expansion.
For Warlords.
Yeah.
And then he died at the beginning of Legion, and now we have Sylvanas.
Yeah.
So literally the last 4 expansions, we've switched to Horde Leader once.
Yeah.
Per expansion.
Alliance got their king killed, quote unquote. And then but the thing with that is like they killed the Alliance king and then they did nothing with the prince.
Yeah, I know. Well, they showed him once, didn't they?
He actually got quite a lot of story, to my knowledge, especially with this most recent patch and whatnot. He finally went and confronted where his father, had died and whatnot. And he really they updated his model. That's the one. Well, that's not the only one, but it's one of the main ones that really actually looks like what is that called? He aged, I guess, in game, because he was a child for the first
he's really
2 or 3 expansions.
Him and Jaina,
and I think it was Cataclysm.
I think Mist is because I remember doing quests with him on the island and stuff. Where is this quest that I can do it? Because I'm interested in actually
what quest?
Wherever he has story development, because I have not seen it.
It's somewhere. It's on the Isle.
Yeah, I think it's on the Broken Isle. I don't know where exactly because I don't play Alliance, but I watched the video of it.
Okay. Yeah, because I haven't seen anything for that. I mean, I would assume he's also part of probably the priest story for the Order Hall, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. One last thing before we wrap up. This is mostly towards you, Jesse.
Mm-hmm.
But I realized not too long ago, earlier this week, that the people who made Nier are the same people who made a game that I really, really, really liked on the PS2, which was Drakengard. And I had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
And now it makes me want to play Nier. Because Drakengard 1 is fucking really good. And I guess the sequels weren't as good, but I remember fucking really liking the first one. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't beaten it yet.
Yeah.
But people are saying that a game of the year so far for them is a tie between Legend of Zelda, Horizon, Nier, and Persona 5. So apparently it's up there for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I agree, the gameplay is solid.
Yeah, you know what I want, really, once I realized that, because I forget why, it was kind of a mix between what happened in Game of Thrones recently, and I won't spoil anything, and the fact that I play War Dragons. I was like, oh, there's a game that I used to play on the PlayStation 2 where you flew around on a dragon, and it was super badass. What the fuck was it? And I looked it up, and I found it. It was Drakengard.
Oh.
And one of the articles was talking about how people really wanted a remaster done for the PS4, which I'd be fucking 100% down. I would love to have an HD dragon riding game where it was so the gameplay kind of worked like this. It was an RPG, an action RPG, and you were bloodbound with a dragon, and you could calm him down, you could ride him around and burn the shit out of people, but you could also jump on the ground and do not hand to hand, but combat with soldiers, with weapons and stuff, and you could get new weapons and new armor and stuff. Right. And the story was really good too. It was a really dark story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nier, the people that wrote the story for the original game, so probably the same people that worked on Drakengard, like they did Nier Automata, and Platinum did the gameplay for it. So Platinum is ridiculously good at coming up with gameplay mechanics. So like and it makes really well. So I think you'd like it.
Yeah. Maybe one day. One day in the future.
It's got to be on sale somewhere at this point.
Yeah, exactly. Once it's on sale. I'm kind of kicking myself in the butt because Horizon was on sale recently. I didn't buy it, and I meant to.
I just started playing that again.
Yay!
Yeah.
Talk to me when you're... Wait, what? Have you gotten to a big city yet?
Meridian?
Stop spoiling it.
I just got to Meridian, I think. So
that's like super beginning still.
Yeah. I like the thing with this game is it reminds me a lot of like Witcher 3 almost, where that game the map is just so big and I'm like I want to go, like I get distracted way too easy, and so like I have to like push myself to not do side stuff, otherwise I'm never going to beat the game.
Yeah.
I mean, like, the story is, like, from what I remember from when I started it back in April, like, it's a pretty good story. It just hasn't hooked me yet. I'm waiting for it to, like, really, really hook me in.
Aren't you curious about the things in the world and what's going on and
I mean, yeah.
And why?
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting world. Like, the atmosphere is good. But yeah, it just for some reason hasn't hooked me in. I mean, you're talking to someone who hasn't beaten the Zelda game yet. Like I haven't gone back to it.
Yeah, you need to do that, please.
So
it'll be some time before I get the Switch. I still assume that I'm gonna get the Switch in this holiday season.
Around the holiday time. I keep seeing them like randomly in stores every now and then.
I am hoping, anyways.
If you want to play Mario, you got to do it soon.
If I want to play Mario?
Yeah, that's in October. So if you
want to... He can just do what he's doing with Zelda, though, and just wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's waited so long for Zelda.
Well, wait, so you're saying it doesn't come out until October?
Yeah, it comes out in 2 months.
Yeah, it comes out October 27th.
Oh, well... I mean, I can do that.
Yeah. But, I mean, like, finding one around then and holidays is going to be a nightmare. So.
Yeah, it is. I would definitely get one. I would try to get one before Mario, honestly. Because once, like, that comes out and once... I'm assuming they're going to do, like, a bundle with it for the holidays. I think those are just going to be stupid. But yeah, like I know I just saw there was one at Target the other day and now it's gone, and my GameStop got a couple in, and same with my Best Buy. So they've been like trickling in. You'll be able to find one, but I think once the holidays come around, it's gonna be kind of crazy. Even like I was watching an interview with the guys at Game Freak, because there was like a little mini thing with them talking about the Switch Pokemon game. It wasn't like anything really newsworthy other than like, we're excited to play on the Switch. We're curious as to what we will do, if they will play at home or on the go. And it's like stupid stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm so afraid they're gonna screw the game up though. Like that's like, I know.
We'll see.
I'm so afraid.
I'm excited but also scared.
Yeah.
But they were saying like right now there's not a ton of kids with the Switch, and they're really excited to see once the holidays come around how, because they're assuming that a lot of kids are going to get them, how kids play. And just like that thought terrifies me of just like stampeding parents trying to get their hands on a Switch, because I worked at Sears when the Wii was really popular, and that was a fucking nightmare. Like, we literally get people in every like few minutes asking for a Wii, and we're like, we had one at the beginning of the week and we sold it instantly. Like, it was nuts. Yeah. But yeah, so
I'm interested to see the sales after holiday.
Yeah.
On Switches. So
yeah,
better than Wii U. We already know that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's an hour, guys. So, or roughly an hour. So we're gonna wrap this up. Thanks for watching and listening to us chit chat about games and whatnot. Hope you found some sort of enjoyment out of it, and we hope you come back next time. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
You guys did that in like unison.